If someone's done what you want to do, whether it be with life, body, business, and they're telling you to do it, just do it. Don't even ask questions, just fucking do it and see what happens. So like, build the life you want and let the business complement it. Must have easily invested over like maybe 150,000 in myself over the last 8 years. But I thought that was how you were going to be successful. You know, be everywhere all the time. And I just completely burnt myself out. One day I was like driving to the gym and I fell asleep at the wheel. You know, head on collision, 70 miles an hour, complete write off, put someone else at risk, put loads of people at risk. You know, I had the car I wanted, I had the apartment I wanted, I had a relationship, I was living with my friends as well. It was like, you should be so grateful for, you know, early 20s, this is what you've got. I remember standing on the balcony one night and I was like, I just don't want to be here anymore. I think I might jump out. And I think we like sometimes like protect these little crutches, these little vices and stuff, and it's like, but it's good to let loose, it's good to relax. It's like, good to who though? Good to your older self, the person that still wants it, or is it serving you now, you know?
Right. Alright guys, welcome back to the Longshots Podcast, and today we have a special guest, Lewis McFarlane. How you doing, bud?
Very well.
Nice to have you on, mate.
Yeah, pleasure.
Nice
I'm privileged to share the floor with you boys.
Just to let you know that you're our first ever person we've actually had on the podcast.
What have I done to deserve such an honour? Was I bottom of the barrel? Like, oh, maybe get this washout to come on the podcast, or like, no, he's a good guy to get on.
Mate, I've been watching your story from the get-go, mate, and I feel as if you're one of the OGs in kind of Scottish fitness, to be honest,
One
mate.
of the underdogs.
Mr. Never Miss, mate, I'm pretty sure you go by, yeah?
Yeah.
Aye. So, mate, I guess just before we get into it, right, can you introduce yourself, tell us what you do, maybe about what you're about?
So, name's Lewis McFarlane. I coach high performers and entrepreneurs with their physique, their purpose, productivity, and their physical and mental performance, so they can operate across body, business, and relationships without the burnout, without the stress, without the anxiety, in which as business owners we probably all feel from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you always worked with that type of niche, or did you ever work with anyone before that? Or
It's kind of just been an evolution from you know, working on the gym floor, having my own gym, working with anyone with a pulse. And as you kind of build your authority in the marketplace and you evolve as a person, you tend to find yourself like, I don't know, having different challenges, different problems, but a lot more awareness in different areas. So you have to pivot before your market does, so you're ahead of it, so you can coach from behind, rather than you want to be coaching high performers, but you're not a high performer yourself. You know, so I had to go through quite a long period of like evolution myself to therefore give back to the people I know I can help. And I've got people like, I've got one of my clients, I'm not going to name drop him, but he's 24 and he just exited his business for like 27 million. You know, so I'm helping people with like, that are, let's say, light years ahead of me from the business component, but from maybe the personal development, the mental mastery component. Like, I still have an arm to swing in that room, so to speak. So it's pretty cool being around these like big hitters and stuff like that. And, you know, through the conversations we have, it's a lot more deep than just sets, reps, chicken and bench press and stuff like that.
yeah,
So it's great.
in a way, they'll probably be helping you just as much as you're helping them.
Yeah, proximity.
Yeah,
It is great. You know, and just seeing how they tick, how they think and stuff like that.
Aye.
It's pretty cool.
You touched on kind of the term evolution there as well, mate, and as I say, I've kind of watched your journey for years. I've kind of spoke to you in the DMs a while back, known each other for a while now, and I feel as if you have made a great job of evolving. I was actually going through your Instagram deep diving just to see some extra questions to go and ask you, and I could kind of see the evolutions as you're going on, and mate, you've always been ahead of the game, I think, for the vast majority, like the kind of the scene, if you know what I mean. So no, you've done that amazingly, mate.
No, cheers to that, brother.
Cool.
Thank you.
But
I think we want to try and strip it back as well. We want to try and get right for the start about like how you grew up and where you grew up and where you're from and all the rest of it. So just tell us a wee bit about where you grew up and where you're from and how that was.
This is good. It's all very fresh in my mind from content I've been doing recently, but grew up in Largs down the West Coast. Bit of a kind of class clown, underachiever. In school, was actually told in school that I was the worst pupil in the entire school. And I was put on this kind of like short laundry list by the head, like up against like 4 others that were, I was like, I'm not fucking that bad, am I? You know, like a proper list of delinquents. And I was like, Jesus Christ, is this how I'm getting like categorized in school? Managed to leave school with a couple of like hires and stuff like that, like nothing compared to anyone else that was going to uni. I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, I want to work in a bank, I want to do this. And I'm like, I don't have a fucking clue what I want to do. I actually told my mum I wanted to be a porn star. And, you know, at the ripe old age of 28, I've got the mustache.
Yeah,
so
I was just a bit
50% of the way there.
What did you say back to that?
She was just like,
you've got the muscles, you've got the mustache.
didn't have the muscles
just
back then. But I grew up a skateboarder. For the majority of the time, I wasn't really someone that kind of done well in team sports or group sports. I've always been like, or used to believe I was like a lone wolf, you know, like I need to pursue this on my own. I don't want anyone else, like, I don't know, to take away either. If the team is going to win, it's on this one person or the whole team together. It's like, it's me, I'm doing it, I'm going to go all in on it. That's like a false belief now. But back then it was like skateboarding, you know, surrounded with like older people from a young age, getting into drinking drugs from like 15 onwards and stuff like that. Because you were just like around like 25-year-old, 30-year-olds that were still skating that were like lowlifes.
Aye. The skating scene's kind of a bit mad like that, innit? It's like, it is, like the age just spans so massively. You know what I mean? There's boys, people like 3, 4, 5-year-old at the skate park all the way up to their 30s drinking in that there as well. Yeah,
so I was around that culture, but I became very good at skateboarding, like competed, had sponsors, travelled around the UK, stunting, doing all kind of stuff, and got to a point where I was getting so injured, eating so much shit, falling off massive rails or buildings. I was like, my body hurts so much. And I still had like the little skinny fat body of like a, you know, 14, 15, 16-year-old. And like you would compare yourself to other guys at school that would be ripped and have the six pack. You know, there was always one of those guys in school that was just ripped.
So what age were you around about this time frame?
So like probably 16 when I stopped skating. And like I was like, I need to build me. And my brother started training. You know, he was 5 years older than me. He started running, lifting weights, buying like Men's Health magazines. And I was like, bro, you're always going to be fat. What are you even doing? And then he actually got in shape. And I was like, I want some of that. Because I realized like he started getting more girls. He started getting more confident. He started being more social. He just started becoming like a bit of a guy around town. So I was like, I'm going to follow in those footsteps. Asked him for a workout program. And one summer I just disappeared. Stopped drinking fizzy juice, stopped eating sweets, replaced it with like water, whey protein, fruit, started looking at like Men's Health magazines, followed his workout program once in the morning, once at night for like a full summer holiday, and came back to school and I was like the jacked guy. Yeah. You know how like, you know, the McLaren of the body, like the bicep vein coming down. I was like, yeah, I'm the guy. And I started getting girls, just like, you know, lost my virginity. I was like, this is great, this is awesome. And that was almost like the catalyst to my personal development journey. And then I just like, was like, fuck, this is it. Like, started helping my friends do it. Helped one of my friends lose like 30, 40, I think it was like 50 pounds just from taking him to the gym with me. And I was like, this shit works. And I learned what macros were. And I was like, it's game over, guys. I found the way. And I started like selling programs online, just in the DMs on Instagram, making some money. And I was like, holy shit, like I'm 17. I made like £1,000 online from selling PDF programs to people that have just seen me about. What would this look like at scale? And then just keep getting in and deeper and deeper and deeper into the process. And, you know, 12 years later, we're here.
So just with that, so obviously you mentioned your brother was kind of one of the main inspirations, kind of maybe starting with that. Was there any, so him, and was there any external inspirations you'd like to touch on with that as well?
Like, you know, Greg Plitt, you know, rest in peace. And then, you know, Joe Delaney and stuff like that, like your OG vlogs on YouTube, like the fitness guys are just like living the lifestyle, going to the raves, going to, you know, all these amazing places like Bali, Thailand, Ibiza, and they were just shredded, they looked great. And they were just documenting it. And I remember speaking about my mum again, like she came into the lounge one day and she's like, what are you watching? It's like, I'm going to be like one of them guys. She's like, what is it? It's like online coach.
A sick cunt.
Yeah, literally. Like they're an online coach, but like these guys that were doing the early vlogs and stuff, they weren't even like coaching. They sold a little bit of coaching, but they were just like YouTube ad rev and just literally probably making like $1,000 a month, but just life maxing. But I was like, I wanted to live something like those guys.
Yeah. Similar, mate. Very similar.
Well, it does. I was about to say that. It actually reminds me of Brad's podcast that we done last week. These people you're speaking about, I have no idea who they are. And that's mad. I'm a coach. I've been a coach for about 8 or 9 years. I don't know who these people are. Joe Delaney, never heard of them.
It's definitely
Greg Split.
Greg Plitt.
Don't know who that is. I know the only one I know is Zeus. Because of you.
Yeah.
That was a whole era, like when the kind of fitness YouTube scene blew up, and I think like obviously Joe Delaney and that, they were like kind of first UK ones really on it. But I think there was a few people just before them, like your Matt August and stuff like that as well. Yeah. I never watched much of them, did you?
I watched a bit of them, but I was always more attracted to like UK guys. I felt more like connected to them because I was like, they're only, you know, a couple 100 miles down the road from me.
Yeah.
You know, fuck, like that could be me or something. Felt more relatable.
Aye. Did you ever think about like kind of Arnold's or stuff like that? Were they ever like a big influence?
Too much, man. Too big, too bulky. Like I like a bit of bodybuilding, but like that's not really me. You know, I'd rather be like more lean, aesthetic, have like good proportions, like tight, athletic, rather than like the mass monsters, like spending 7 days a week in the gym, like that kind of mindset.
See, like the mass monster kind of like training approach and stuff like that, where it was like 6 days a week, like chicken and rice and Tupperware. Did you go through that sort of phase of building your physique?
I think we've all got to. I think it was about 18 when I went through my first like Dreamer bulk, and that was like, I remember the diet so well. It was 15 Weetabix on a morning.
15
with like half a bottle of honey with like whole milk, and then like mass whey mixed in and turned into like some sort of like pat, like this like bowl of like clay almost. And I'd eat that, then like bus to college, and it would be like 4 scoops of mass gain. I remember once it burst in my bag, and I just like ended up leaving my bag in the fucking bus and just like don't go up there, guys. It's like a gas bombs went off. Finish college, get a double Big Mac or something, like chicken selects and a shake, then go train for like 2 hours in a bodybuilding gym up the road, have the dinner my mum made, mate, then like do the Weetabix tonic again. And like I was like, there was a point, I think I was like 18, I was like 89 kilo or something, and I was like just puffed out, like acne, and I was like, this is the way.
Yeah.
This is how you should do it.
Oh my God.
See now, like now the way kind of like mindset and stuff like that, and maybe I'm assuming you probably eat for like performance and stuff like that now. Like that diet is horrendous for just everything, isn't it? Know what I mean? Like
it's horrific, man.
I remember I used to think like protein farts were like essential because like you had to do it because it was a protein, but it's just actually your guts are like that, right? Stop piling in the food here. It's all the worst food ever as well.
You've actually got like IBS at this stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eating like Mars bars at night to try and hit calories. Were you a hard gainer or would you say kind of easy gainer?
I just gain weight and lose weight very easy. Yeah. Like I'm very variable. So if I just done like a normal average Joe's diet, I just atrophy and probably just end up like skinny fat again. Whereas like, see if I'm going to gain, you know, I think in Bali, there was a point for about a couple of months, I was like 90 kilo lean.
That's good.
And I was like, I feel fucking jacked, feel amazing. But I had to be very, very diligent and disciplined with the food. And then like only like 7 months ago, I was like 7 to 8 kilo shredded. Yeah. Because I was on like a diet.
Aye.
My weight can move massively.
You've always had really good shape, mate. I've always kind of noticed that about yourself, mate. Obviously, being into the kind of bodybuilding thing myself, like, notice it, mate. And you've always got solid abs, mate.
Yeah.
Really
always got to keep
abs.
the abs.
Aye.
Always year round. That's a Greg Plitt thing. It's like, always be ready. Always be like 4 weeks out from like photo shoot. Shredded.
Mm-hmm.
Just touching on, obviously, your coaching business, did you ever do any other jobs, like, at all before?
I worked as a barman, worked as a paper boy. Just done like the shitty wee in between jobs you do from like, I don't know, kind of trying to make some money during college and this, that, and the other. But I pretty much left college, got a job in a gym as a gym instructor, then started PT and started online coaching. Even before like I knew what online coaching was, I just started giving out what I thought you would give out. And then I started working at loads of different gyms around North Ayrshire as a fitness instructor and built up like a huge client base because I was like in every single gym. And then started working as a PT in Glasgow, worked like Snap Fitness, worked in a studio on Southside, trained Mind Body Soul, and then actually got an opportunity to own my own gym, which I did for like probably 2 years, and then pandemic hit, so I sold up shop then. But yeah.
Did you move to Glasgow after the pandemic?
I was living in Glasgow during the pandemic at the start before like I had a mental health breakdown.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this is kind of like I'm trying to like get everything together. So I was working for like a fitness company doing online. I had a spot in Glasgow that I was working in as a gym. I had my gym, and I was doing all three at the same time. And I think I had like 30 clients online. I had 71 to 1. So I was managing 100 people at maybe 23, 24 maybe. And I was like, wake up in the morning, online work, do like 7 a.m. till 12 in Glasgow, drive an hour, like run back to Clydeside or skateboard back to Clydeside, jump in my car, drive down to like North Ayrshire and do like PT from maybe 2 till 6 and then do the back shift at like K Leisure, which was like the other gym that was a gym instructor in. So I was just like, I was a busy fool.
Yeah.
Like, but I thought that was how you were going to be successful, you know, be everywhere all the time. And I just completely burnt myself out to a massive extent. And then like one day I was like driving to the gym down in North Ayrshire and I fell asleep at the wheel, you know, head on collision, 70 miles an hour, complete write off, put someone else at risk, put loads of people at risk, put myself at risk, operated with a lot of like guilt and shame off the back of that. Felt really bad, really guilty. But I kept that same be busy mindset. And then it just like kind of just rode myself into the floor, into the ground. I remember sitting, you know, I had the car I wanted. I had the apartment I wanted. I had a relationship. I was living with my friends as well. It was like, you should be so grateful for, you know, early 20s. This is what you've got. But I remember standing on the balcony one night and I was like, I just don't want to be here anymore. You know, like, I think I might jump. You know, I might actually just like cut it and just, because I felt like if this is what my optics of success was, I couldn't continue trying to be successful. And I'd already been from like nobody to something, I guess, in my head. And I was like, I wasn't willing to go back the way. And I thought the only way forward was to finish it, like end on a high, which is so fucked. And then I was smoking a lot of weed at the time as well. That's one thing I'll make a caveat on, which does not do any good for, I think, your mental or emotional state for, you know, anti-volatility. But my friend at the time came in. He was like, what are you doing in the balcony, you nugget? Come get a joint. And like that was like at the moment I was, you know, I'd built up enough courage to like, I'm going to pull the pin. I was like, whoa. And he only found that out maybe I think 2 years later or something. He's like, holy fuck, man. You owe me one.
Yeah.
You know? See, I was like, a fair do, yeah.
See, just touching on the kind of smoking thing, right? So you are like hyper successful business-wise at this point, right? Obviously, maybe in your actual life itself, no feeling hyper successful. But a lot of people, I kind of done a no weed smoking thing there on TikTok and stuff like that. And a lot of people were surprised that I smoke weed because I'm a coach. And I'm like, a lot of people don't really see what it's actually like being a coach. Like you mentioned the hours you work as well, right? I put a TikTok up saying about how PTs might be some of the most busiest people I've ever seen. Really no productive
crazy,
business.
Man.
Aye, but the hours they put in is mental. But how do you feel weed basically impacts, just as a whole, your overall like success?
I think weed makes doing nothing feel comfortable. I think doing nothing sometimes is good for like peace of mind, but you have to actually like get good at being bored. Whereas weed almost, I think, connects you to doing fuck all and feeling good about it. And it's almost like a barrier. So it's like, well, I failed at this because, you know, I was high. You know, or I couldn't do that because I was high. It gives you a justification, it gives you a reason not to do something. And it makes doing fuck all feel good. And I think if you really want to be super successful in whatever field you're trying to dominate in, success loves speed, but you can't move fast without subtraction. So you have to remove all the things that are slowing you down. And for me, it was a massive vice. It was slowing me down massively, and I can only speak from my lens. But I wouldn't, you know, go and see my partner for a period of time. She'd be like, "Oh, I'll come around at 6," and I'd get there at 7:30. She'd be like, "Where you been?" I was like, "Had to go get weed." I'd always be high. I was high in every situation. I was just numb. I had no emotional regulation. I was either full of fucking cans of Monster and like pinging off the walls and like faking positivity, or I was like pretty much half conscious, so fucking high and like just being a degenerate. So it was like such a pendulum that I was caught in for so long. And I think like if you want to be successful, you have to be able to ride the line of like slight agitation but high performance agitation, where you're like, everything is done today, like go, and you can't have anything holding you back. That's what I think.
Aye, I think like you kind of mentioned as well, do you know, think with the business and stuff like that, the weed can almost help you think to yourself that you're regulating like your emotion, your stress or whatever, but realistically it's kind of having that up and down effect where your mindset, you know what I mean?
It's too much of like an on-off.
Yeah, like the business owner sort of thing, like it's such a high stress like life people don't really know about. They just see the stuff on Instagram that looks amazing, but it's the kind of regulation of the emotions. I think learning to do that without some sort of addition is essential.
Like I've had to learn like meditation, journaling. Meditation's been huge, I would say, just for like bringing equilibrium to my mind, my body and stuff like that. But I've kind of went like completely vice free. Like I even done like periods of sobriety for like over a year and stuff like that. I don't even drink, maybe once or twice a year, but like just remove as much stuff that slows me down as possible has been like huge. And then I think like being mature enough in my head to be like, it doesn't serve me, doesn't serve future me either, so just don't do it. Rather than, I think we like sometimes like protect these little crutches, these little vices and stuff, and it's like, but it's good to let loose, it's good to relax. It's like, good to who though? Good to your older self, the person that still wants it, or is it serving you now, you know?
Aye. So I guess a good question to kind of transition into then is, what would you think the kind of turning point was then from going successful financially but broken personally? Like, what was the kind of turning point there? What made you switch?
Car crash was definitely one. The suicidal thoughts were definitely one, and then there was another one where I was still smoking and I nearly got myself into a really bad situation with the police for being around the wrong people and getting involved in like a drug deal, which was way too close for comfort, with way too much in the line, which I got away by with the skin of my teeth. And that was like, I would call my 3 rude awakenings, where it was like, strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. It's like, you're not a fucking cat. You've not got 6 more lives, mate. Like, wrap it. Sort your shit out. Like, you're pushing the boat too hard in every single direction. And then self-investment as well. Off the back of kind of realising that I can't keep playing this current game that I'm playing. I had to like make some pivots and learn from people who had the life that I wanted. So invested heavily into myself and haven't really stopped doing that, and just been constantly exposing myself to more people that are living the life that I want to live on the highest level. And following that kind of intuition, learning more about myself along the way, and kind of allowing that, as we've spoke about, that evolution to take place and not slow down the evolution and get comfortable. Like, I'm very uncomfortable all the time. And that's, hopefully one day that goes.
The time period where you were running about like a madman, obviously you had to change that. What changes did you make? Because obviously you had like 3 different things you were doing. You're running your own coaching business, you had a gym, you're working in a gym, all this stuff. What changes did you make? Where is that? Where are you now from where you were then?
So changes that I had to make more from the business standpoint, I had to look at like, right, I had like 5, I think it was 4 or 5 like things that were taking my attention. One was like online with a company, one was a gym in Glasgow, one was another gym in Glasgow, one was the K Leisure thing, which was like council run gym, and then one was my gym. So I was like, keep mine. I like this one in Glasgow. Don't like this one in Glasgow, that can go. I don't want this online company, that can go. K Leisure, that can fuck off. So I like just started deleting things and like, yeah, take a financial hit. Cool. People were like, but you've got all this going. It's like, you don't understand. Like, I'm about to fucking implode. Running about on a fucking skateboard and stuff, trying to make like get across Clydeside as fast as I could.
I kind of get that picture in my head.
I had a fucking man bun at the time as well. Man, like, dude, bro, weird as. But I just had to go for a period of just deleting things and be able to, you know, just take it for what it was, and then stabilize between the 2 things that I wanted, the 3 things that I wanted, and then over time just like slowly start just pivoting the values and like starting to think, instead of just building a business, like build the life you want and let the business complement it. Because I literally had no quality of life for the longest time. Like didn't feel that way. I was literally just like burning the candle at both ends. So I started actually giving a fuck about life quality, which when you live a good life, you kind of want to do better with business and vice versa. Everything starts to get better. And then, being with my partner for like 8 years now, we're getting married next year. It's like, I wasn't really giving her the life either. So I started feeling a bit of guilt off the back of that. So I was like, I need to show up better for her by showing up better for myself, and then organize things in alignment with that.
Yeah. You mentioned starting to invest in yourself, right? So can you run us through just some things you've done to invest in yourself, again, both about the business, yourself, and whatever else that may be?
So bought crypto when it was like 7K. Now I'm like a quadrillion billionaire.
Yeah, bro.
You
got a Lambo?
Yes. Nah, I wish I did. I wish I did. But no, I invested in I think it was called Authority Network at the time, Phil Graham. Still one of, like, I look back, still one of the best fucking life, personal business development courses I've ever done. Like, mental. It was like 6K up front to join, and then like $1,000 a month after that. And I stayed in there for like 2 years, and just was around some of the best coaches in the space at the time. They've gone on to do amazing in their own rightful pursuits, but like just being in that proximity, I think I was maybe one of the kind of youngest ones in there, and just seeing people like, oh, we're doing 100K a month, we're doing 50K a month, we're charging this, we're doing this is how you run a business. And I was like, I was looking at my wee PDFs and I'm like, got a fucking lot of growing to do here. And that was almost the kickstart, again, just forced evolution, being in the rooms of those guys that are doing what you want to do in the highest level, and then having like a blind sense of confidence just to follow. Like, if someone's done what you want to do, whether it be with life, body, business, and they're telling you to do it, just do it. Don't even ask questions, just fucking do it and see what happens. So I just started following it. And, over time, you're like, maybe that thing doesn't suit me anymore. So you delete this and add this, but keep this wee one part. So I took a lot from him. Worked with Mark Coles for a while as well. Again, equaling the same rights, very good knowledge and stuff like that. Worked with Ben Hawksworth, worked with, Chris Bradley, Glasgow guy. Worked with Tom Pearson, great guy as well. He's from UK. Worked with people in America. I've just must have easily invested over like 100,000, maybe 150,000 in myself over the last like 8 years.
Yeah. I remember me and you got a session maybe 2-3 years back, and I remember you literally saying that to me, like, you're spending so much money just to get into rooms with people. Well, I think you were basically saying that you were the dumbest person in the room. I mean, just to kind of hear these 100%. Conversations. You've said 3 things that have stuck with me. Another one, you say, I'll keep another one for later, but you mentioned one, it's consistently good over occasionally great.
Yes, sir.
That's a great one, mate. Did you make that up yourself by any chance?
No, I actually got that. Here's another one, Joe Parrish.
Joe Parrish, I recognise the name.
He's the one that told me. He's a Scotsman as well. With a very English accent, but he is a Scotsman. Right, okay. Great guy, great coach. I learned that from him.
Tell me a bit about the never miss mentality.
Oh, this was probably like an arc. It was like an arc that I invented.
It was good, mate. It was good.
It's a good arc, probably like maybe 2 years ago, roughly about 2 years ago, I said to myself, I wouldn't be successful if I don't wake up at like 4 a.m. every single day. So I started just waking up at 4 a.m. every single day. Then that 4 a.m. turned to like wake up every day at 4 a.m, do 50 push-ups, then do this supplement stack, then do this cardio, and like my day just became this like savage blueprint of like such disgustingly high standard disciplined habits. Because I just don't fucking miss, man. I just keep saying that, and I just kept going and going and going. And you know what? Rightfully so, my business did grow a hell of a lot within that time frame. And it was a great season for me, but like I think that's when I learned what discipline was. Like it was like 75 hard for a year and a half. Like I'm not even lying. And I just stuck it and I done it. And it was the first time in my life that I was shredded 365, like all the time. I didn't touch a drop of alcohol. Didn't ever miss a wake up time. Even on, I think it was like Christmas Day, woke up at 4 a.m. I was like, who's going to carry the fucking boats?
Yeah. It's good, but mate, it's good. I remember you posting stories every morning as well. Obviously, I'm assuming that was like an external accountability factor.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing about having
a lot I do is external accountability.
Yeah.
Like I'm not always working with like a physical coach, so sometimes it's like nice to use that because it almost works as like your strength is their way in. So when other people, like let's say potential clients, see you, being as on it as you are, and it's like, oh, he's super disciplined, he's consistent, he's showing up even when I don't want to. They can take a bit of energy off that, I believe.
Mate, I will be honest, man. So see, this was 2023. You'll never miss arc, by the way.
Was it?
Aye. So I remember the arc. But I've actually probably messaged you at points during that as well. Because I was trying to scale my business myself and really kind of pick up on things. And I remember watching, I was like, this guy's like on it. And I've always kind of thought that about yourself, mate. You've been on it for a long time, mate. And I give you a lot of respect for that, man. Because you're what I call a serial implementer. You're never missing. So I think it was a great
inspiration, mate.
I think never miss is like just hits the nail right in the head, to be honest. So let's hear a wee run through, right? So you've basically you've unleashed the shackles that were kind of slowing you down. So what does these kind of stages to success look like after you've started investing into yourself? What's it looking like? Run us through the kind of journey to the top, if you will.
Far from the top, but I think, what would you mean, kind of like just the roadmap of what I've been doing?
Yeah,
like,
so maybe stages you went through. So like after kind of getting the mentors, when did you start kind of saying to yourself, oh, this is what success looks like for you?
Oh, well, I think success for me just came back down to peace of mind. I think that's one thing I've always been looking for, just like peace of mind, not feeling like I'm behind, not feeling like I'm missing something, not feeling like, I need to be somewhere. Like just being present, being happy now. And like, I think there's only so much you can learn from mentors and everything. I think you can always keep learning, but all roads like end up leading to the same place. And it's like, that's the answer again. It's just do this longer with more money behind it for 10x over time. Like it's just more volume, more power, more focus, more confidence, and just whatever. It's just everything comes back to just doing more. But then at what cost as well? It's like, again, like the life quality you want to have. And that's some of the reasons why I started looking at lifestyle design a lot more and being like, right, we've got to leave the UK, get Amy to quit her job. She can come in full time with me, move to Dubai, set the business up and stuff there. Realized Dubai wasn't like 100% everything that I wanted it to be. And then
How come?
I think you need to probably be doing minimum 50 to 75k a month if you want to enjoy Dubai.
Nice.
Straight up.
I've heard this as well.
Like if you're going and you're doing maybe like 10, 20, 30, it's like that is like 5k UK. Like that's straight up. Like if you really want to like have that lifestyle in Dubai, you need to be doing good, like really, really good. You need to minimum have like, 0.3 or £500,000 business
So
to start.
Yeah. So obviously you've kind of been in Bali for the last while. So is that kind of why you like in Bali? Because the kind of cost to like earning ratio sort of thing?
No, again, it comes back to that peace of mind thing. Like I was dead set on doing the Dubai thing. I was like, nah, I'm all in on this. I ain't leaving here before I'm fucking coaching the Sheik or something. But Amy was like, let's go on holiday to Bali. I was like, I've not been there in 6 years. It'll be shit. There's no gyms. I actually had such a weird concept of it because the last time I was in Bali, I was tripping off my mind on shrooms and Gilly tea, wearing a Santa hat for 12 hours. And I was like, just had a weird reflection. I was like, I don't want to go back to that shit. Fucking people in the jungle and shit.
Yeah.
Went over and I was like, this is sick. This is like driving my Yamaha scooter, fucking outdoor gyms, tops off, great people and everything, great food, cheaper cost to live in. Just had a different energy. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And we were only meant to go for a couple of weeks, and that was like a year and a half ago. And we pretty much just lived there. We got like a place and met a lot of good people, built a solid network. And I think until we hit these goals that me and Amy have set, we're just probably going to do Bali.
No. You've mentioned Amy, obviously that's your missus. Would you say she's been like a big part of your success?
I think Amy pretty much taught me how to like respect myself. I know that sounds weird, but it's like she saw good in me before I did. And that's quite like a nice wee lovey-dovey thing to say, but it's fucking true, man. Like she saw something in me when I was a fucking chump and she stuck it through, and she gave me an opportunity, gave me plenty of opportunities. Even when I tried to break up with her many, many times because I had low self-worth, and I was like, no, it's me, honestly, just like leave me alone. We don't need to go out anymore. And she was like, nah, we've got something good here. Let's stick it out. I believe in what you want to do. and she like helped me out with certain things, like gave me an iPhone, you know, at the start, like her old iPhone, when she got an upgrade, I had like a Huawei, you know, I had like proper council shit. And like started being able to do Instagram properly in the iPhone, and like she's just helped me throughout the entire way. And I feel like it's not like I owe it to her, but like I want to. Well, that's one of my whys. Like I want to give her the best quality of life possible, because she's weathered the storm when she didn't have to. You know, she could have found a nice finance boy and you know, sorted something, had a nice wee house in Cumbernauld by now, but she's chose the unbeaten path with me. So
a Bali Beach Cumbernauld all day, mate.
Yes, sir.
It's so nice to hear you speak about your girlfriend, fiance,
yeah.
like that. It really is, and it's so a good woman in your life is so important to find the right person. So I'm in the same sort of boat as you. I feel like my girlfriend supports me just as much as your girlfriend supports you, or your fiance. Sorry.
How long you been with your partner?
About 2 years now.
Brilliant.
And I'm 30, so I met her quite late.
Yeah.
But it's been the best 2 years ever. It really has.
Right.
When you meet that one person, you click with them. It's different, isn't it? You know. How long have you been with your partner?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Long time.
That's
Brad?
Single. Ladies, hit me up.
Brad the lad, you can do like
find you a high quality woman, mate.
I need a woman in my life, man. Need to settle down, don't I? Need to settle down and have a family. Just with that being said, right? What's been a hard lesson success has taught you?
That success isn't a destination, it's a state. It's a state you can optimize for every single day. Like if you think one day real soon, if you get here, you will be successful based upon the watch you have, the car you drive, the money that's in your account, all nice things to have. You're always going to be in a hamster wheel comparing yourself to someone else. But if you can choose to feel successful through a state of assumption, as if you're already like living the wish you've always wanted to achieve, it's like, let's be real. It's a Sunday, 3 of us have our own businesses. We're in a fucking cool room, podcast and talking about life, business, relationships, all this kind of stuff. 95% of Glasgow are hungover as fuck right now. Right? I feel successful doing this. This is great, you know? And that's not me trying to swing a dick or something, and maybe not the right way to word it, but success is just a feeling, you know? And it's like when you attach your success to the process of your daily process, your habits, like this morning, journal, read, meditate, walk, clear some chats, speak to some clients, make some content. It's like, it's just a process.
Yeah.
You know, like healthy body, healthy mind. And when you're on that high frequency state, then it's very, very hard to not attract the value back in terms of monetary, because you are very valuable as a person. That's how I believe it.
Amazing. What would you say your biggest or most proudest achievement to date is?
I don't know. I have no idea.
No, okay.
Yeah.
What about some amazing client success stories? Because again, it's not just fitness coaching you're doing; it's a whole kind of personal level up.
Yeah, the way I see it with like it's crazy at this stage, right? So a lot of my clients stay with me for a good period of time. Like for example, like Ryan Miller the other day was out with him. He's, you know, he works a full-time job as an electrician. He's been a client for like 2 years. Incredible physique transformation, probably a better physique than 95% of PTs now, and he holds that year round. And he's now started his online coaching business, right? And I'm helping him with that. And now he's making like there about as much money with his online coaching as he is with his full-time job. So he's actually just making great money, and he's in shape, and he's building his personal brand. So it's like, I love seeing that. Like people are following my full roadmap, not just my physique part, but the business part, the content part, the mindset part. And I'm like, this is fucking epic to see. And we've also helped a guy last year, Sam Leask, lose like 100 pounds of body fat. And something about seeing like a fat, hairy guy like that's like super depressed and has lost himself along the path, level the fuck up. Now he's like, you know, tanned, ripped abs, got like this jawline, drives a BM, and I'm like, my man.
Yeah, love that, mate. Love that. Something I do love about your client transformations as well, or even just yourself, mate, is how well-rounded it seems to be. It's not just, okay, you just get a six-pack, like they do a lot of other stuff. See, just while we're on that, what's some like achievements you've kind of achieved yourself in the kind of fitness realm? Because I've seen quite a few pictures of different things.
I've done a lot of weird things. You know, I've competed in bodybuilding, I've done CrossFit competitions, I've ran ultra marathons, half marathons. I've never been like the best at one thing, but I'm kind of okay at like a lot of things. Like, not even well-rounded. Like,
sounds well-rounded to me, mate.
If we're running a marathon, I'll complete it. Might not be a fucking time that everyone's like, oh man, he's rapid, but like, I'm fucking getting over that finish line. Like, I'll pull things off.
I seen you ran, is it the Spartan race they call it? And I think you done your first one and came first, did you know?
Yeah, I done a Spartan. It was only a 5k, but it was like pretty tactical 5k, and a lot of people got butthurt over that in like the Spartan race community, because they were like, bullshit, you came first, it's this, that, and I was like, I was the first one to pass the finish line. I came fucking first and I got a medal for it. Why are you getting twisted? It's like, no one does that. No one. I was like, yeah, I done it.
Is there anything special to the 5k? Is it just a run? Literally?
It's literally probably the easiest entry level race to do. But it's like quite challenging. You have to fucking climb shit and pull 100-pound sandbags over walls and all that. And it's like, it wasn't that hard. It's kind of a 5k run with a couple of obstacles along the way that you can recover during. But a lot of people in the Spartan community, like when I posted it, like started blowing my inbox up saying like, you're lying. I'm like, how? There's a picture, you can see my time. How is that a lie? But I'm not like a massive one on like the events and the compete. I don't really have to validate my self-worth with a flag.
Yeah. I catch your drift there. For me as well, like the one is the plastic trophy for bodybuilding. Like
from the Cumbernauld Classic.
Exactly, mate. They're so worthless, aren't they? It's like people ask me sometimes, like, oh, would you ever do a bodybuilding show? I'm like, for what reason? Like, I'm not going to go and try and be Mr. Olympia. So like, and sometimes you can turn up to these and there's like 4 people in the competition. You came first out of 4 people. It's like
hardly a hard lineup. Yeah, bodybuilding, you know, each to their own. Do what you want to do. It's a hard pursuit. I remember when I'd done it, like I gave it everything I could. It sucked though. Like, it feels weird going up there and like being all oiled up and like almost like as brown as this table and doing some dancing and shit for a couple of old guys to like rate you if you're in good shape or not.
It's a strange sport, mate.
The diet that most people need to do, especially in that last week.
Oh, bro.
I don't know if I've got that in me.
Let's actually
I just don't fancy the 800 calorie diet. I don't fancy
to
it.
deplete yourself. And like, we'll run some like old school bodybuilding techniques for like if clients are doing a photo shoot. I don't really do much photo shoot stuff anymore with clients, but to deplete them, it works. It works every single time, just because of how brutal it is. Like water loading, sodium manipulations, like carb this, do this. It's like no wonder the people that compete on stage like after like have like a borderline binge eating disorder and come off gain like 30 pounds of fat and then call themselves like a hybrid coach after like a couple of months. So like, I'd never go back to that shit.
Yeah. Just while you're on that then, Lewis, what has been the worst bodybuilding diet you've ever seen and one that you've been on as well?
Probably the one that I done.
Run us through it.
So like I self-coached myself through my first and last bodybuilding show. I thought like, right, that I might not be the biggest, but I'll come in the most conditioned. So I spent, I think 24 weeks, so 6 months diet.
Oh my God.
The whole blueprint, I think it was push-pull legs, and then like an optional pump day. 700 calories Stairmaster per day. 15 to 20,000 steps per day. And I rode it at 1,800 calories the entire 24 weeks. And I was eating like, I think like one of my desserts was like lettuce and maple syrup. Or lettuce and, I think it was like Walden Farms or something. I think like a sugar-free syrup. And like bagel thins with like, the Bernard Matthews turkey rashers. Like, I'm surprised I didn't fucking go like hypergonadal on such like a fucking, and like I think I was on like 30 grams of fat for like 24 weeks. No wonder I had like mental health problems.
Yeah.
And I smoked weed the entire prep.
Oh, really?
And stayed with a drug head and like a guy that liked his food, to put it that way. So it was like Temptation City all the time. Like that was crazy.
Did you binge and cheat on that diet? Obviously.
Never once.
Oh, okay, that's crazy.
Never once. There was maybe a few times where I was in Morrison's in Annie's Land, and like they had the fresh cookies out, and they were like giving samples. And it's like samples don't count as real calories, so maybe I had a wee one or two there. But I was very on the ball.
I think a lot of people would be quite interested to hear how you eat now. Obviously, you're in good shape. Like, run us through like a day.
Okay. Very like high cholesterol, testosterone maxing diet. So like, you know, meal one would be like beef mince with either mozzarella or like gorgonzola, 4 eggs, sweet potato, maple. I still love maple syrup. Maple syrup goes on it. So I'll have that for like main meal. Some broccoli as well with meals, because that's like a precursor for like testosterone as well. So carnivorous vegetables can sometimes have that effect and like boost your T. Post workout, have a gut bucket, which is like, you know, big, like a 500 gram tub of Greek yogurt with cinnamon, blueberries, banana, more maple syrup. Fucking good for the thyroid. Just get that blast in. Then I'll maybe just have what I'll call like anabolic elixir, which is like pomegranate juice, apple cider vinegar, creatine, pine pollen, and like, you know, maple syrup. And then I'll drink that.
Just all these things and then maple syrup.
Yeah, and then like dinner will be like majority of the time like what I call like a farm bowl, which is like steak, chicken, turmeric rice, sweet potato, eggs, parsnip, maple syrup. Like it's kind of like a joke at the house right now, because I'm staying with like Amy's mum and dad down in Largs, and I'm like, anyone want sweet potatoes and maple syrup? Some grass-fed butter. It's class. It's actually so nice. But I kind of, over probably the last like 7-8 months, I've went very micronutrient focus. Eating a lot more food at the moment, but very micronutrient focus. Like probably less protein than I've ever ate. And it's
what's your kind of like grams you're aiming for? Maybe per pound of body weight as well.
Maybe only eating like 150. Some days it could be like 300 though, depending on like what my body feels it needs. Like I think like 2 days ago I had like 3 steaks over the course of a day.
What's the training looking like right now as well? The reason I'm asking is because so you've went to 150 grams of protein, a kind of less is more approach. What about the training wise?
I'm the strongest I've ever been.
Right.
You know, benching 140, squatting like 190, pulled 260 this year from deadlifts and stuff. It's like kind of like a power building, like, you know, a bit of everything again. Still, it's like if someone was to try follow my split, they'd either love it or they'd fucking hate it. They'd be like, this is just too retarded. You know, a lot of strange exercises in there as well. A lot of body weight stuff as well. Like I love not body weight, but weighted dips and chins, compound lifts, barbell movements, but then a lot of like old school kind of bodybuilding, arm and delt work and stuff like that. Like ridiculous supersets and pump work and all that stuff.
Many days a week?
I'll go through. So right now I'm in a period where I'm training like every day at the moment. Still a little bit of something like 40 minute sessions, but usually 3 days a week is like 3 days a week full body is like the gold standard for, I think, aesthetic physique.
Aye. So we obviously spoke about some people, some fitness YouTubers and that. Do you know Kino Body, Grego Gallagher?
Love that guy.
And mate, so I've been recently on his hype again. Watched him way back in the day when it was talking about fasting and stuff, but I've recently, since being so busy with work, kind of fell back onto that approach of training less, optimising recovery, lower protein. It's
the strongest I've ever got doing 3 days a week, and the leanest I've ever got. Because again, like the less you train, the less appetite you've got. Like you pretty much just blunt your appetite because your output's less. So you just get so shredded. Because I could eat for fucking Britain. You know, I think we probably all could.
Definitely.
You know, so it can be a very, very hungry.
I was going to touch on,
guy.
obviously, that's such a unique way of training, the way you train. Is that the way you would train your clients? Do you do that with them, or do you do something?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, everyone has their own needs analysis. I take components from my training. For a lot of the guys I work with, they only do train 2 to 3 times a week, though, because they are managing, like, pretty big businesses or they're super, super busy. And it's so funny at the start. They're like, but Lewis, I'm doing 6 days a week right now. It's like, is it working? No. Admit it then. Okay, we're going to get you on 3 lifts per week. Wow, we'll lose gains. It's like, no, you won't. And then within a couple of weeks or a couple of months, they're like, you're so much leaner, high performance, they're looking more jacked. It's people just do way too much. People are doing way too much all the time, so much junk volume, they're all inflamed, their appetites through the roof, they're always binging on their diet. It's like less is more, done better, always.
I kind of have this sort of thing, but I always feel as if like training / the gym perfectly reflects life some way. So everybody goes through that phase of thinking, when I'm going to the gym, I want to get quick results, I'm going to do so much. But then you go through all that and then you kind of learn, less is more, right? And you spoke about with yourself, you were doing so many things to start with business, and you thought, right, this is how I'm going to force success. And then you realised, okay, I need to offload a few things, and boom, further forward like a kind of slingshot sort of act.
It's crazy, man. But I think it's a weird one with fitness as well. Like, because you can get an instant ROI on it. See, once you're like, all 3 of us were in reasonable shape. So it's like, you can go to the gym, you can get a pump and instantly feel like you've just had 10 haircuts. Like you feel fucking epic. You do. And you walk out and you're like, you've got the veins, you're pumping. It's like you just clear your head thinking. So like, apart right now, because I'm back home and I want to stay in a high frequency, I'm just doing more training because like every day I can get like a 45-minute daily deposit of just feeling fucking better, you know? But like, see, if you want to be like optimal, like I think 3 days is so more than perfect, like 100%.
Got a question for you.
Sure.
If everything had to go to shit, the lot of it, all the business, everything, and you had to start again, what would be your first move? What would be the first thing you do?
Am I shit as well? Like,
well, you lose a lot. Everything's gone.
Lose a lot. Fuck.
But still got the same brain.
Same brain.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the idea. That
I would first and foremost think ICP. Who can I help? Right. Who in the fucking world can I help to the highest standard, highest level?
ICP. Right.
So ideal client profile. So find them. That's your whale client. Okay. We're not hunting sardines. We're going for the whales. If you're going out in the boat and you're going to waste energy fishing for something, get the biggest fucking thing. Find one person, serve them on the highest level, and charge a good price for it. You know. So instead of trying to help everybody and anybody, try help like 10 high quality people at a very high price, and then get them to speak to more people about what you do, refer more people to you. That's one part, but one with the content, only make content for your ICP. So mirror market them, find out who you want to help. What do they post like in social media? What do they like in social media? What are they just like as a person? Mirror those actions, you know. Find what they're doing, almost copy it, but you put your fitness spin on it, and they'll be like, oh, he's really similar to me, but except he's fit. He does the fitness stuff. I like him, therefore I'll buy into him. So you can mirror market that way.
Could you give us one example of that mirror marketing you maybe do?
Yeah, so you'll see on my Instagram, it's very personal brand based. Like it's not flooded with like graphics or even client results. So it's optimized for a follow, essentially. So when someone comes onto it, they'll be like, he just looks like he's living a really cool life. So they'll follow. But then the stories, the Instagram stories, the highlights or the YouTubes will essentially move people through the buyer traffic flywheel, which they'll follow on Instagram, they'll watch the stories, they'll end up on YouTube, watch my long form, come back on my Instagram, see the stories, and you just stay in this loop. But the way to do it in terms of the positioning, because it's all like lifestyle, it's all outcome based, it's all results based in terms of me living it. It's like I'm not trying to sell coaching, I just am me. I'm just a cool guy that has an info product, a coaching product that if you align with me, you can have it. You know, I'm not trying to sell anything. So they'll be like, oh, he's in Dubai, he's in Bali, he's living this, he's got the missus, he's high performance in business, he's got a great physique around. People will see the outcomes they want in you and be like, it just makes sense to ask him for help then. You know, rather than teaching people how to do arm workouts or teaching people how to do, you know, pec flies and shit on Instagram. It's not the place to do that. It's goldfish attention span. People have a very low threshold to learn on Instagram. How many reels have you sent to yourself on Instagram? Like, I'll come back to that and I'll learn from it.
I've definitely sent them to people to remember. I'll send them to my videographer to remember, but then never look.
So
how many have you saved as well? You saved them
exactly. I don't even know where the saved folder is on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just like
find it is
save. I don't even know where it is.
It's in there.
So essentially on Instagram, it's like if that is going to be your main platform and profile, I think IG and YouTube put together are going to be your best friends. I do a tiny bit on LinkedIn, tiny bit on TikTok. But there's a really good flywheel you can get. It's like optimize for the follow on Instagram, move them into long form on YouTube so you can nurture them. Yeah, no. But that's what I would focus on doing, just absolutely dominate on both of them. But know as well with both platforms, like YouTube, you can be 100% more you. You can educate, you can inspire, you can tell little nuanced stories, drop analogies, really get your personality across. Whereas on Instagram, it's like, think about the people with the biggest Instagrams. Just copy what they do. You know? It's very like, you look at their page, like, maybe for example, see that's a strange maybe example. The guys that own Icon, you know, the clothing brand, the brothers.
Yes.
You familiar with them?
Yeah.
Go on their Instagram. It's just all fucking Dubai and luxury, and so you're gonna optimize. You're gonna follow them, and you're gonna see their stories one day, and it will be like, Brabus, Dubai, Nobu for dinner, this, and it will be like, here's my course, and they'll be like, cool, buy the course, because they're like, that's the outcomes. Buying that course will give me these outcomes. I'm not saying I'm fucking gonna try scam you and sell you a fucking weird course, but like, it's just how buyer psychology works. So it's, just be the outcome. Be the outcome that your market want to be.
It's been so inspirational. We've just got one more question for you before we wrap up. We're running out of time.
Cool.
What is the end goal for you, if there is one?
I want to get to a point where I can be a great dad, you know, and just make sure like my kids and my missus just have an awesome life, and I can give back to like my family as best as I possibly can. And that's probably the real driver.
Aye.
And have a custom Brabus.
Okay. Would you say that as the kind of purpose then, just basically to be like a great figure that can be a father figure? But even maybe not just to your own kids, to other people like online who maybe follow you and stuff like that. Maybe not a father figure, but an inspirational figure to them.
I would say so. It really does come down to, it's like, if I can get to a point where, you know, ducks are in a row to a really sweet spot, I can like, if I have kids, I don't want to just be fucking doing check-ins and shit like that, and I just want to be like, be a dad, you know, be at a stage of leadership in my life where like the business is running smooth. I might be working in some other niche or some different realm at that point, but just be a great dad, be a great partner, and give back to my family is like the thing that gets me gassed up as much as anything does.
Amazing, mate.
Sick. I think that's been a great first guest, mate. So, Lewis, mate, thank you very much for coming, bro.
Appreciate it.
You're a legend, mate.
Thank you so much. Took loads of inspiration from you today, mate. I really appreciate you coming in.
Learned a lot as well, man.
Definitely.
Pleasure, boys.
Amazing, mate.
Great hosts.
Thank you.
I know, well, you have a good Christmas, mate, and then enjoy Bali when you go back.
Let's fucking go see boys out there.
Cheers for tuning in, Trips.